You won't believe what investigators found hidden in the final note of a murder victim. Symbols that experts still haven't cracked, messages that might have revealed the identity of the killer had they been understood in time. Imagine a crime so chilling that the only clue left behind is a cryptic message, a puzzle carved into wood or scrawled across a blood-stained letter. It's not fiction, it's real. And it's just one of many cold cases that may never be solved unless someone, somewhere, decodes the message that could crack it wide open. Welcome to CrimeBot Chronicles. If you're obsessed with mysteries that defy logic, crimes that baffle even the best detectives, and secret messages that might hold the answers, then you're in the right place. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video if you find yourself getting pulled deeper and deeper into these chilling mysteries. And hey, drop your theories in the comments. You might see your idea featured in our next episode. Unsolved crimes plague every corner of the world. In the US alone, more than 250,000 cold cases remain open, thousands of families waiting, hoping for answers that may never come. And yet, some of these cases stand out because of something unique: strange letters, hidden codes, bizarre symbols left behind by the perpetrators. Why would a killer leave behind a cryptic message unless they wanted to be caught, or were playing a much darker game? Decoding these messages is not easy. Law enforcement agencies like the FBI have entire teams dedicated to cryptanalysis. But even with advanced technology, some messages remain unreadable. But because these killers don't just want to hide, they want to be remembered. They want us to suffer through the mystery. One of the most famous cases is, of course, the Zodiac Killer. Operating in Northern California in the late 1960s and early 70s, the Zodiac not only murdered at least 5 known victims, he also sent taunting letters to newspapers stuffed with bizarre codes and chilling threats. His infamous Z340 cipher stumped amateur sleuths and professional cryptographers alike for over 50 years. It was finally cracked in 2020 by a team of international codebreakers. What it revealed was chilling, but offered no concrete identity. "I hope you are having lots of fun in trying to catch me," the killer wrote. "I am not afraid of the gas chamber." Despite partial success in cracking his ciphers, the true identity of the Zodiac remains unknown. Some theorists believe his codes contained geographical coordinates. Others argue they were meant to be red herrings. The mystery deepens when you realize that some of his symbols didn't follow any known linguistic pattern. Could the Zodiac have created his own cipher language? Or was it all a cruel, chaotic distraction? But it's not just the Zodiac. In 1999, a man named Ricky McCormick was found dead in a Missouri cornfield. In his pockets were 2 handwritten notes, filled with letters, numbers, and symbols. Despite years of investigation, even the FBI has been unable to decipher the code. McCormick was a high school dropout and suffered from chronic mental illness, yet the complexity of the code suggests a deep, methodical logic. Was it a secret message about who killed him? Or did he write it himself, a final attempt to leave a clue no one would understand until it was too late? The mystery of McCormick's notes has baffled even the FBI's cryptanalysis and racketeering records unit. In a rare move, they released the notes to the public in 2011, asking for help. Thousands tried. No one succeeded. Investigators questioned family, friends, co-workers. There was no sign Ricky was involved in espionage or any criminal enterprise that would require code making. So where did the notes come from? And why were they the only thing in his pockets? Sometimes, the message isn't written, it's spoken. In 1971, a man calling himself Dan Cooper hijacked a Northwest Orient Airlines flight, demanded $200,000, and parachuted into the night sky with the ransom money. The FBI followed leads for decades. A letter received weeks later, signed D.B. Cooper, taunted agents and media. The language was cryptic, filled with strange references, literary quotes, and coded phrases. Though it's uncertain if the letter truly came from the hijacker, it added another layer of mystique to an already unsolvable case. Even today, people scour the Columbia River area, convinced they'll find buried clues, maybe even more coded messages. In Australia, the Tamamshud case remains one of the creepiest unsolved deaths in modern history. In 1948, the body of an unidentified man was discovered on Somerton Beach. He carried no ID, but inside a hidden pocket was a scrap of paper with the words "Tamam Shud," Persian for ended or finished. Later, police found a copy of a rare book in a nearby car. Inside the book, the code. 5 lines of seemingly random letters, scratched out and rewritten. Despite exhaustive investigation, no one has conclusively cracked it. Theories range from Cold War espionage to personal tragedy. Who was the man? What did the message mean? And why did it feel so final? Even more recently, the case of Blair Adams sends chills down the spine. A Canadian man who suddenly and inexplicably traveled across the United States in 1996, convinced someone was after him. He died under mysterious circumstances in a Tennessee parking lot. Scattered around his body were thousands in cash, gold, and valuables. His car was found miles away. But the real mystery? A cryptic quote scrawled in a notebook in his hotel room. "They're not watching you. They're watching what you see." What does that even mean? Was Blair part of something larger? A psychological breakdown? Or a warning? These are not isolated events. These messages, written, spoken, or implied, suggest something deeper. A compulsion in certain criminals to communicate, even as they destroy. Experts in forensic psychology believe these messages serve 2 purposes: power and legacy. By leaving a mystery behind, the perpetrator asserts control over the narrative. They make the world chase after them, even from beyond the grave. In some cases, entire communities become obsessed. Amateur codebreakers online formed forums around the Zodiac and McCormick cases. Thousands have pored over the messages for years. They create software, analyze linguistics, trace geographic clues. But sometimes, the harder they look, the further they seem from the truth. Even police departments aren't immune to these obsessions. The FBI, for instance, spent years building digital simulations for the Zodiac's message paths. They even studied the psychology of code breaking itself, hoping to understand not just what the messages said, but why they were written at all. Let's not forget the chilling case of the Black Dahlia. Elizabeth Short's brutal 1947 murder remains one of the most infamous unsolved crimes in Los Angeles history. While no confirmed message was found at the scene, several taunting letters were sent to newspapers and police, allegedly from the killer. Some contained cut-out words from magazines, ransom style. Others featured cryptic poems and symbols. Police dismissed many as hoaxes, but what if one of them wasn't? A 2003 theory suggested the killer may have used ancient alchemical symbols as part of a ritualistic motive. The handwriting, tone, and content of the letters suggest a person with both narcissistic and sadistic traits, someone who wanted not just to kill, but to be known for it. That's the terrifying part. Sometimes the message isn't meant to help solve the crime, it's meant to make sure we never forget it. So what does it all mean? Are these secret messages genuine clues? Or are they psychological traps, designed to lead investigators down endless rabbit holes? One retired FBI profiler put it best: the killer who writes a message doesn't always want you to solve it. They want you to try. That's the game. But there's hope. Every once in a while, a code gets broken. A forgotten clue resurfaces. A case long thought unsolvable is finally cracked. That's why we keep digging. That's why channels like CrimeBot Chronicles exist. Because truth hides in the shadows, and sometimes in the margins of a letter. In 2021, an amateur sleuth using advanced pattern recognition software claimed to find a linguistic link between the Zodiac's writings and a known suspect. The evidence wasn't conclusive, but it reignited interest. Cryptographers around the world jumped back in. Forums buzzed with new theories. The message, once seen as a dead end, became a beacon again. It proves that even decades later, a single message can change everything. As we close this episode, take a moment to think, what secrets still lie hidden in unsolved cases? What if the key is sitting in plain sight, inside a cipher you've seen 100 times but never understood? There's something deeply human about the need to understand, to connect the dots, to bring justice not only to victims, but to truth itself. These secret messages may be written by monsters, but the act of decoding them, of refusing to let them fade into obscurity, is a stand against fear and chaos. So now it's your turn. What do you think these codes mean? Are they hoaxes or desperate cries for attention? Could you be the one to solve the mystery no one else has cracked? Leave your theories in the comments below. We read every one. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of secret messages and unsolved crimes, make sure to like this video, subscribe to CrimeBot Chronicles, and share it with your fellow mystery lovers. We've got more episodes coming, more crimes, more codes, and more dark truths hiding in the shadows. And don't forget, sometimes the truth isn't buried. It's encrypted. Thanks for watching.